Oh, I didn't see you there. You caught me reading my favorite piece of literature, the Bible.
As a person, Father Damien is the type of guy that you're not sure is all there. And you're like, are you eccentric or are you crazy? Because those two things are usually very similar.
I first met Father Damien in 1999, and Father Damien was one of the seminarians at that time who was very, very helpful, friendly, outgoing, and welcoming.
I became a priest because I want to lead people to holiness, to be Christ-like. And it's the last 8 years of being a priest. I've been able to work with high school students and middle school students and even the younger ones, and it's been everything I expected. When I was younger, I was a huge sports fan, so I enjoyed basketball, and so there was definitely a dream there. But then my dad would say, you know, look at those guys on television, you see one Asian guy out there on the court. Life at the Abbey is very busy, but you still have an hour or so, maybe even 2 hours of time where you can do spiritual reading. But the fun activities, things like I like to just exercise. So if I have time, I'll go play some basketball with other priests or with students, former students that I've taught who would call me during Christmas or Easter vacation or during summer vacation to go and play basketball with them. When I'm not at the Abbey, I'm usually at J. Sarah Catholic High School, where I am there to minister to the high school students. The most satisfying thing would just be working with the people. I being kind of like a shepherd, they being like the flock. I have a lot of animals, namely like reptiles, like snakes, chameleons, geckos, and so forth, and then bunnies and chinchillas.
You never know what he's going to give to someone to bring into their classroom. So oftentimes someone's in the back of the class holding a chinchilla or a hamster, and then the teacher finds out and screams, and you're like, why is the teacher screaming? And you're like, oh, because there's a rat in the back of class.
Usually it's a good way to sort of jumpstart a conversation. And I find that most people like animals because animals are very kind of fun to be with, but also having animals or pets would be a very easy way to talk about God, to segue into talking about the Creator and God's beauty and the beauty in His creation. Children are naturally very interested in animals, and it's because they instinctively would be able to see the Creator in His creation. And if I hold an animal, students would come up and ask me about it, and I would explain just the traits or the characteristic of this particular animal. And from that, I can always remind the students of God who created these beautiful beings and how they reflect His goodness. I have also, other than a collection of animals, reptiles and chinchillas and bunnies, I also have a collection of Nerf guns, okay, and also nunchucks. But the Nerf guns are there, again, it would appeal to the boys and the girls, but it's just an opportunity to kind of unwind. An avenue whereby students can kind of just have fun in a religion environment. So I like to keep religion somewhat fun and lighthearted. So we have an all-school mass every Wednesday, and there, it's an opportunity for me to address all the students.
As a priest, his homilies really cover all the bases.
Speak about things that hopefully kind of is relevant to them.
A couple of Clippers fans, I thought they were going to close out the Rockets last night, and I'm like, oh my gosh, now they got to go back, they got to play Game 6. Clearly, no one is interested in the NBA playoffs.
The other week, he talked about the Avengers, and he talked about chastity all in the same sermon. So we were kind of wondering how those two things connected, but in the end, the message was really nice.
And it brings the school together as a community. And the praise and worship music is also, I think, very pleasant, so I think students enjoy that. Just to be a public witness, where just through wearing the white robe, this religious habit that I have on, whenever I am in school, that's a good way for me to witness to the faith and take the prayer life and the things that I have learned at the Abbey and bring it out there into the world. I dated, like especially junior year and senior year, and just girls we meet at church. That's probably why I started going to those young adult Christian fellowship group. And so, yeah, I dated off and on up until when I was about 25 when I entered the seminary. There was no dating after the seminary.